you sit cross-legged?
Is that how we're starting the video? With you asking, how do I sit cross-legged? I was about to say, how do you sit with your legs?
I can't.
Can you not do this?
I can't.
Why can't you do this?
It's
because I do yoga. I don't do yoga. I should do yoga.
No. I thought you were better than that.
Better than the yoga's great. I'm not getting any younger. I'm going to be like, you got to take care of your supple bones and muscles. Okay.
I take care of my bones and muscles.
Do you take vitamins? This is so random. Do you take vitamins?
No. I just go to the pub and drink beer.
How is that taking care of your bones?
Hey, it makes me happy.
Well, there is that. Congratulations, you have stumbled upon the extra bonus, slightly more informal video with Jeff and Stuart clearly chatting about vitamins. Let's do this for 20 minutes. Let's not. This is an extra video in a series which I loosely publish to once in a while called Choo Choo Chat. Thanks Ian Marchant to this day for this great name, where I just sit down and chat a slightly longer form with a railway guest. Stuart, are you prepared to give your full name?
Stuart Boyd.
Stuart Boyd, hi, every_station. I mean, I'm not jealous, I'm envious, because I want to be able to say that I've got on or off at every station, and you've done it.
Yeah.
It's an effort, right?
It was an effort and a half.
Hang on, noisy train. Thanks, LNER. An effort and a half. My main question is I suppose, I know you do, because you get a lot of stick on it on Twitter, people saying, how do you afford it? But I take that question further and say, well, presumably you buy Rover tickets, or have you ever like a 14-day Rover and had a 2-week holiday where you just knock out as many as you can?
No, I've looked at using online Rovers a few times and just never really, found that they'd benefit me.
But a 7-day over is only £540.
Yeah,
Could you not take a 7-day break and just knock out as many as you can?
I've not done a trip that's cost me more than £500 in train travel.
Okay.
Buying separate tickets.
But how much do you think you've spent travelling to every station?
We're in thousands. I deliberately haven't kept a log of the price because just thinking about it brings tears to my eyes.
Have you kept the paper tickets? Still, do you have mobile tickets?
Yeah, I've got a massive collection of tickets at home.
Nice.
Yeah, the box has got bigger.
Okay.
As the challenge has gone on that the tickets are in.
You joked in the main Reston video that you'd have to buy an external hard drive for photos. Is that true?
Yes.
No, really?
I had to keep on. I've had 3 external hard drives throughout the challenge because the amount of pictures I've taken. Last time I looked, I've taken more than 15,000 photos.
Wow.
Because what people don't see is that I might post 1 photo per station. On Twitter.
Oh, but you take more.
But I've probably took about 50 photos at each station.
Go on, and when you get home, are these iPhone snaps or are they like a proper camera?
iPhone snaps.
You just do iPhone.
I started with a camera, but the quality of iPhones nowadays, it's just rushing around. It's easier just to have your phone.
But do you rename them all so that they're not just with DCSM.jpg whatever?
That's exactly what they are. But
okay.
They're all in individual folders.
So you have a folder for every station?
I have a folder
2.5
with another 2,582 folders in it. So yes.
Do you subcategorize them into England, Scotland, Wales, or do you just bundle them all?
That's on my spreadsheet, but
that is
not in my folders.
Tell me about because I got a spreadsheet. People would love to hear about your spreadsheet, and believe me, they would. What are the columns on some of your spreadsheet? Is it date visited, or do you have additional thoughts or notes?
I don't have that.
You don't
have a date visited column.
But presumably the date is embedded in the data on the photo.
If you go onto the photo and go onto properties, the date of the photo taken's on there.
Is it now weird when you go travelling? Do you have flashbacks? You think, oh yeah, I remember coming here on that.
The weirdest things because I often go up and down the West Coast main line,
right,
is when I'm going through all the stations between Coventry and London, and I'm been there, been there.
What was the longest wait you ever had at a station? And also, I guess I want to know what your strategy is, because my strategy is you do, if there's A, B, C, D, you go from A to C, bounce back to B, and then forward to D. You do what I call the bounce back.
Yeah, for a lot of it.
That is what you do. Do you walk between? Have you ever biked between? Have you ever got a lift between?
I've done walking between. I've done buses. I've had lifts. I've had random lifts off people off Twitter.
Like who?
He's now a friend, Robert.
Hey Robert.
Hey Robert, how you doing? Hope you're enjoying Wales.
I don't know who Robert is, but hello mate. Where did he give you a lift between?
He gave me a lift from Charlbury to where was it?
Charlbury's in Herefordshire, isn't it?
It's Oxfordshire.
Oxfordshire, okay.
Is that near Oxford?
It's GWR.
Yeah, and it was one of the awkward Chiltern ones.
Oh, sorry, I said GWR. It's to Chiltern. Is it?
No, so it's GWI gave me a lift from at Charlbury.
And took you to Chiltern.
To one of the Chiltern shacks.
Shacks. Like Denham Golf Club or something. That's a shack, isn't it?
Oh yes, I walked from Denham Golf Club to Denham. That was quite a nice walk, actually.
Is it like a half an hour walk?
It was a half-hour walk across fields. It was very nice.
Sunny day?
You should go and do it. It's close to you.
Just because I'm London. Wasn't that a sun? Like, did you do most of them in the summer, or did you have dreadful ones in like rainy December and the ice is coming down?
All year round, mate. I was on the Cardiff Valleys in January. That was fun.
Did you knock out all the valley lines in one day?
I did all the valley lines through Pontypridd in one day.
Right.
That was a long day.
Okay.
First train out of Cardiff at 5 a.m.
Okay. Do you chat to anybody on your travels? Has any random passenger sort of picked up on the fact, or did any guards or conductors or staff see you and be like, it's you again?
Quite a few staff have asked me when I'm going backwards and forwards on a line, like, what you're up to. But I've got a business card.
We need to see it.
Which, I can pass you one now.
Oh, thank you very much. I know who you are.
Yes, but these are limited edition.
What? Oh, he's got like tickets made. Look at this. Can we show the camera this?
Yeah.
YouTube, look at this. Look, he's got a... Would you like to describe what... You could, by looking at yours, tell people what they're seeing.
It's basically a ticket showing that it's every last station, it's taken as long as it takes, and it's valid everywhere. But obviously it's not valid.
It's like a fun fake ticket that you've had made up.
And then on the back it's got all my website links, my Facebook, my Twitter.
I like it. Okay, so what is your website? Are you posting all the pictures? Like, now that you've done it, is there any sort of historical archive purpose to this? You know, you could say to like a media or news organisation, hey, I've got pictures of every station. There was another gentleman that did it, and I'm really sorry, sir, I can't remember your name. He lived in Burnley, and he sort of self-published his own book. I can't remember his name, but do you know his name?
I don't know.
Do you know who I mean? No. But part of me thinks he might have not travelled to them. He might have just driven to a lot of them.
I know there was someone.
And then taken a picture.
I think near Warrington that drove to a lot of the stations.
I think that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, and he then took a picture of them. But do you think you're the first person to like do this? Surely people have been doing this 10, 20, 30 years back. You're not...
I know a few people, a couple of people that have done it, but not really promoted that they're doing it. And I never really promoted I was doing it.
But you've got your social media.
Well, those cards came about from getting asked a lot, what am I doing and why am I doing it? Okay. So rather than sometimes when you're rushing to get off a train at a station, it was easier to just go, all the information's on there, visit the Twitter or Facebook and you'll see everything. So what are you doing with the photos? So the photos...
you must have come home and gone, all right, I've got all these photos, now what?
Yeah. I just randomly post them now. Quite a few rail operators use my photos.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they get in touch? Like,
so Northern. Hello, Northern.
It's Stuart.
Yeah, Northern are very good with me. They ask all permission all the time. GWR. They also use quite a few of my photos from the southwest.
What, in their sort of publicity or internal comms?
On their social feeds and stuff like that.
Because they know that you've got a picture of their station.
Yeah.
So they don't have to send someone out to get a picture.
But it's good, yeah.
They just come to you.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And TPE used one of my Nova photos.
Right.
For their press launch.
All right. Do you try and get like a clean picture of the station, or do you try and get a train in it, or do you do like a grinning selfie with you in it with the we should do that in a minute. We should get like a grinning...
I've got to do an awful selfie.
An awful selfie, yeah, with us going, Reston, we're here. Can we do that?
We can do that.
I'd love to do that. Do you do those as well or not?
I do some selfies, but not that many.
Okay.
So try and keep the horrible bleached hair out of the picture.
Your hair's fine. No, I think people with bleached hair is great.
You need more bleached hair.
I should bleach my hair more.
Got a few greys on the side there.
The greys are coming, so we'll bleach them out.
Bleach it.
It's all fine. Another train. Going south this time.
LNER, could you stop a couple of trains here? That'd be nice.
Just one or two.
Just a couple more.
Be nice.
Like mid-afternoon, mid-morning, like about now.
Quick edit because the camera cuts out after 15 minutes. I want to know do you have an obsessive personality by nature? Do you like tick lists and spreadsheets? Is that in your personality?
Never really knew that I did until I started. Yeah, lists, they just get things done, don't they, if you have a list?
Okay.
Like doing the housework, do the kitchen, do the living room, hoover living room.
Do you have a? You don't have a spreadsheet,
I have a spreadsheet
for doing domestic
but
chores?
sometimes if I've got a day stuck at home all day, I'll write a list on a bit of paper.
Okay.
Of what I need to do that day.
Okay.
Because otherwise it just won't get done because the Xbox.
Okay. But is your spreadsheet for every station? Is it nicely formatted?
It is. It's very nicely formatted.
Is it all colours and
Colours,
bold and
yeah.
You've done it properly. You've done a proper job.
Yeah, and it's on my website.
Okay, so people can look.
People can download it.
Oh, so if you go to everylaststation.co.uk, you can look at Stuart's website. What, you've let your spreadsheet be downloadable?
So my spreadsheet, I've blanked my spreadsheet, and everyone can now go and do their own challenge.
Are you encouraging people to visit every station in Britain?
Everyone should visit, not maybe every station, because that is, it's tough, but go and visit new stations. When I finished the West Midlands, I finished it with a friend called Jan, and the final station in the West Midlands was one down from Wolverhampton, and he lives in Wolverhampton, and he'd never been there.
What do you mean? He hadn't been to the station in his hometown?
He'd been to Wolverhampton,
okay,
but the next station down the line,
he'd just never done it. Okay.
And it was literally a 3-minute train journey from this.
I feel like I've done this story before somewhere in one of my videos, but yeah, years ago when I worked in London at the BBC with a friend of mine, a young chap called Roland, who was from Newcastle, and he worked in London for 5 years. He sort of moved out, and then he moved back, and he lived on the Northern Line at Collier's Wood. And for 5 years, every day, he commuted on the tube into central London, and at no point in that 5 years did he ever think, I'll just stay on the train and go to Morden and just go. And he said it to me years later. He went, why didn't I just stay on the train one day just for 2 more minutes and just go? He's like, I've got no idea what's at Morden. And I'm like, you're not missing much. But but the idea, you should just
visit new places.
Yeah. I also think another great, like a miniature version of this challenge, maybe just pick your local TOC. I can't remember his name. Oh, he'll kill me. Who was the great guy? He ran a website and he visited just all the northern stations. Do you know who I mean? His name's going to come to me later. It's going to kill me that I can't remember his name right now. Yeah, okay. I'm looking it up. But maybe if you live in London, pick one of the top. Yeah. Like, you could say do C2C. The C2C only have like 30 stations, don't they? Well,
it's not many.
It's not many. You could just go and tick off, get out or get on at all the C2C stations.
You can do all C2C in a day.
Probably,
as long as there's no engineering works.
That's like a mini challenge. Or you could do all the Chiltern ones. That might take you like a couple of weeks and sort of scale up your challenge.
Chiltern's a good network to do.
Right.
It's free. A lot of it's frequent.
Okay. Any particular favourites there on Chiltern? I haven't asked the great. What's your favourite station, Stuart? What?
Oh, nearly all my followers know that. I post a photo of it at least once a month.
I don't know what it is. What's your? Oh no.
Nevertown.
Neverton. Did you call it Nevertown?
Nevertown.
Oh, is it Nevertown?
It's Nevertown.
But you are from Cumbria.
It's Nevertown.
So you should know. I always thought it was Neverton. I love Neverton.
Well, I've always called it Nevertown.
It's in my top 5. It's up there.
It's just
it's little,
something else. Yeah. It's another world there.
That little house.
The
beach.
One house, beach, and it's not just the surroundings, it's a train. Hang
on, talking of which, cross country? No! Oh!
Freight!
What was it? It was a loco.
It was Summit. It was a green freight train. I don't know trains.
We don't know train numbers.
That's how we're not spotters.
I'm really glad that you don't know train numbers either. It was a single loco. Okay. Yes. I'm sure it said Freightliner.
I think it was Freightliner.
I think it was Freightliner. Yeah. Whatever Freightliner uses their locos. One was just running light, heading north. You're not a train spotter.
I'm not a train spotter.
How would you classify yourself?
I'm a travel enthusiast.
That's definitely me.
Travel.
Yeah. But do people give you a hard time? They're like, do they say you're a train spotter?
Non-enthusiasts tend to go, no, you're just a train.
Oh, they just go, you're a train spotter, and you're like, no.
They don't differentiate between travel and train.
But you don't, like me, you don't write down the numbers of trains.
I don't write down.
Have you ever written down the number of a train?
No.
Really?
No.
As a child?
I'm that person on rail miles that if it doesn't automatically put the number in, I don't care.
Hang on, so you logged all your journeys on rail miles?
Well, over the last year.
Oh, I did not from the beginning.
No.
Oh, Stuart, you missed a trick.
Do you know why I didn't from the beginning?
Why didn't you do it from the beginning?
I refused to pay the 35 quid. That was a ticket to London.
Well, good point, yeah. But you do it now.
Well, they had a sale on it. It was only 20 quid for the first year.
Okay. Is that another?
That's a bus.
Oh, there's a bus going by. I thought there was another train going by. So all your journeys now are on rail miles.
They
Are
are,
the ones
yes.
that have you kept that going even since you've
Yes,
completed? So like, well, today's journey
Today's will be on there probably tomorrow.
will be on rail miles,
Yeah.
so people can see how you got to Reston today. Okay, especially if you get this.
Well, I don't put bus journeys on.
Well, that's interesting. If we get the cross country, that's not meant to stop here.
No, I'll have to manually input that on rail miles.
Right, that's what I was thinking. That doesn't automatically
Yeah, it won't
happen.
automatically.
Wow. So it only automates pre-scheduled timetable
Yeah.
journeys. Okay. I forget where I was. Yeah. So you like Netherton,
Yeah.
just because of its sort of remote beauty.
It's a gravel platform.
It's great, isn't it?
I mean, how many platforms in England are gravel?
What else? What else is up there on your...
Burney Arms is gravel.
Which one's Burney Arms? Oh, the windmill out in Norfolk Way. Yeah, that's nice.
Favourite Scottish.
What did you do when you got to Burney Arms?
Waited 20 minutes for the next one back.
Oh, you did the thing where you were
I
like...
was going to go for a walk, but it had been absolutely hammering it down overnight, and it was like a swamp.
What did you do for Denton and Reddish South?
That was...
I'm just going to ask you
No.
about all the awkward stations
Yeah,
now.
it's
This is
fine.
great.
Crack on.
No, but also it's a challenge for me to remember what all the awkward stations
So Reddish
are.
South, I got off at Reddish North, walked to Reddish South, went to Stockport, then went back to Denton, and then walked back to Reddish North.
What? And was it the same guard on the train?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, "It's you again."
Pretty much.
What did you do for Polesworth?
Polesworth, I always had a hotel in my mind. Sometimes when you're on Google Maps, you see hotels that are not on Booking.com and stuff, and there was a hotel in Atherstone.
Okay.
So I deliberately booked that hotel so I could just get the train one stop to Polesworth.
What did you do for Dolan?
Dolan. Now, Dolan is a lovely station.
It is.
It's in my top 10.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I like that. You should. Is there a top 10 of Stuart stations on your website?
There will be a top 10. There's a blog coming.
Okay.
Listing my top 10.
So Netherton and Nethertown and Dolan top 10. How did you do Dolan? Because I walked from Dolan to, is it Three Oaks, the next one down?
Yes, well, I did that, but I did it during the emergency COVID timetable. So there was no tea time service.
Wow.
So I had to get up at 4:30 at my hotel in Folkestone,
Okay.
go to Ashford,
Okay.
and then get the first train down to Hastings.
Okay.
That was
Here's one
painful.
is announced that the 14:16 service to Edinburgh has been cancelled due to a shortage.
What about the Barnstable line? I want to say Chapelton, Portsmouth Arms. That's tricky, right?
That was done over 3 trips. That
Three
night.
trips. Hang on, it takes 3 trips to do the.
Well, it took
the
me
Barnstable
3
line.
trips because I'm not a morning person. So I refused to get up and use
Hang
the
on,
early morning trips.
what's the earliest you've ever managed to catch a train
The
then?
earliest I've had to get up for a train was the Heart of Wales.
Well, that was my next question. Okay, how did you do the Heart of Wales?
4 days
Oh my goodness.
on emergency transport for Wales timetable.
Oh.
The community rail group on Heart of Wales are brilliant.
Okay.
They helped me out quite a bit.
No, there's 2 of them, aren't there? There's 2 groups, aren't there? There's a couple. There's not just
There's the Heart of Wales one, there's the trial one.
Okay.
But I think it's the same.
But so that was tricky.
That was a tricky line.
Did you walk between like Sugarloaf? It's the classic.
Sugarloaf was easy. Sugarloaf I was with ITV.
Did they come and film you?
ITV were filming something else.
Right.
And then they heard I was on the line and what I was doing.
Right.
And then they did a piece which they put into their Welsh programme.
I've never seen that.
I'll send you the link.
Is that on the web somewhere?
I'm on Coast and Country on ITV.
We need to look that up. Is that before the blonde hair?
That is before the long blonde hair. Before the blonde hair. I think I was shaved head then.
What about, let's go up into Scotland because we're in Scotland today. What about Barry Links and Gulf Street, 1 train a day? Or is it 2 now?
2, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon.
They might have even doubled it to 4. Did you hear?
It is 4 because
Yeah.
I walked between. I got off at 1,
Yeah.
Golf Links, and walked to Barry Links.
Gulf Street.
Links,
Oh,
Gulf
I know what you meant. Other awkward stations. Teesside Airport.
Teesside Airport. I got off at Teesside Airport and then walked to Dinsdale.
You walked to Dinsdale?
Yeah.
How long did that take?
Too long.
Oh,
Took like hour and a half. I can't exactly remember.
oh no.
All I remember is halfway through the walk, I was regretting my decision.
Yeah, I bet.
But I then went to Wetherspoons in Darlington to make up for it.
Fine. I'm just trying to think. This is a test for me to think in my head. What are the other trains that are least served? Oh, I know. What's the one on the way to Blackpool North? Only gets 3 trains a day. What's that one? Doesn't it serve the?
Starts with S.
You know the one I
know
mean.
the one.
Yeah.
I got a bus to there. I've forgotten the name now. I know exactly which one you mean.
Everyone on YouTube is screaming at us, going, "It's called this."
Like, how do you not know the names of stations when you've been to
You've
them
been
all?
to them all. Haven House, tricky, out near...
Haven House, I really liked it. I got off the last train of the day there, and then walked to the end of the road and got a bus.
Okay.
But I did that station at night time in winter.
Wow.
And it was lovely. The night made that visit. If I'd done it in a day, I don't think I'd have enjoyed it as much.
Was it a winter night or a summer night?
It was a winter night.
Really?
The stars were out in the photos that I got.
But it wasn't raining?
It wasn't raining.
Oh, so it was a nice
It was a
winter
clear
night.
sky.
Okay.
But it was just like a perfect setting.
Okay.
So that sticks in my memory well, that station.
Okay. And then the other one, the other favourite we'll wrap up that I always think of, I just think of the Settle and Carlisle line, which is just probably one of Britain's
I'm
most...
lucky to say that that's one of my local lines.
That is sort of local to you.
Yeah.
So was that easy to do from home?
It was pretty easy. It was day trips to do that one.
Appleby and Ribblehead, and if you've never done Appleby and Ribblehead, just go and do Appleby and Ribblehead.
Yeah,
it's just fabulous.
You don't need a reason to do it other than just because you can.
Just because you can, it's all brilliant. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Stuart? If people are thinking about ticking off every station, or how?
Just go and do it. Don't think twice about it. Just go and buy a ticket and start visiting stations.
I'm worried there's a lot of parents out there right now, and their young child are going, "Mum, Dad, we want to go and visit every station in the country."
Be ticket savvy.
Well, how? What would be your greatest ticket tip?
Split tickets.
Yep.
Are brilliant. Rover tickets. They're absolute godsend.
Yep. Do you have? This video isn't sponsored. Do you have a favoured? I don't know. This is not prepared. Do you have a favoured app?
I've always used TrainPal.
Okay.
Because every booking you do then gets a discount on your next one.
Oh really?
It's not a lot. It's not only pennies.
Okay.
But it's still a saving.
Okay. And they work out split.
They do all the automatic split ticketing.
Split ticketing.
I've done tests in the past between all of them.
But you don't get mobile tickets. You get a code and then you download.
Yeah, so I collect it from a station.
So you okay.
Paper tickets, proper paper tickets.
Now I know you've got a thing about this. What did you call it? I've got one in my pocket here. This is great. This is what Stuart calls it. What do you call one of these, Stuart?
That's a bog roll ticket.
It's a bog roll ticket.
No ticket office should be giving bog roll tickets out.
Are you suggesting that I can wipe my derriere? Yes, I said derriere with this style of ticket.
Got through primary school with a toilet paper there, so.
Go on, but it's an annoyance of yours when you get to a ticket office and they're giving out bog roll tickets.
This is what happens. It just doesn't fit in a ticket wallet.
You like a proper card in a wallet ticket.
Yeah, that's how your ticket should be.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions for me while we're here, before we go? Let's just put them on the spot. Have you enjoyed your time here at Reston?
It's been good.
That's all right.
It's always good to return to stations.
That's all right. That's all right. It's literally...
Thanks for having me along today.
Right, it's all right.
It's been good.
Because I almost came to Reston on opening day.
Yes, I remember us chatting about that.
We were having a bit of a chat on the old Twitters, yeah, and then I got wind...
You were worried about a soft opening on Crossrail, if I remember correctly. I think you were worried. So I said a friend of mine had hinted that they might do a soft opening
on the Monday. Basically, I had looked at the possibility of getting like the 6 a.m. train out of London, coming up to Newcastle, changing, doing Reston at like 1 o'clock, being here for 90 minutes, getting the 2:30 back, and being back in London for like 7, when I then met. Basically, the whole gang of us that hang out on the Tuesday for Crossrail all met on the Monday evening. We went out for dinner and stuff, stayed over, and it was going to be a mad day. And on about the Thursday, 3 days before, I realised that would be too much. It would be trying to compact too much in, and I'm glad that I didn't.
Yeah, and ultimately that's why I didn't head to London on the Monday.
But you did. So after you got the first train in, so you were in Edinburgh on the Sunday night.
Yeah.
You got off the first train here.
Yeah.
How long did you spend here?
Longer than I should have, because the bus didn't turn up.
She didn't wait for the next train?
No, so the plan was to get the bus to go and visit Eyemouth and the coast.
Because it's very pretty.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I had no other stations in the area to visit, but I ended up just going down to Berwick and then just exploring the coastline.
And you stayed the night in Berwick?
Stayed in Berwick.
And you then didn't come, you came to Crossrail on the next day?
Yes.
And we didn't quite meet up?
I think we literally just missed each other.
By an hour. We have met before. There's a video where we're at Bishop's lived together. Yeah, and we did. I met Jack as well there that day.
Yeah.
So there we go. That is Stuart, every _ station. If you want to tell him why he's wrong about anything, tweet him.
People are very good at it.
I have a love-hate with Twitter. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, right. That is it. Could you tell people to press subscribe and smash my bell? That'd be great.
Yeah. Subscribe to his channel. Hit the bell. Job's a good one.
Thank you so much for watching. If you've not watched the main video, which is weird because you probably would have got to this video from that video, then I'll put that in the corner here as well, where we came to Reston. So that station, I make it 2571.
For me, it was 257 something.
Oh no, hang on, is that because you don't think IBM is closed? Whereas I think it's open.
I've left stations that I've visited in my list.
Right.
So my number counts at 2582 now.
The argument falls over. Does British Redcar British still is open?
Oh, they're definitely closed. They're definitely closed.
But they haven't been formally closed.
But no train stops at them and you can't get onto the platform. If that's not the definition of closed, I don't know what is.
But it's Redcar British still, IBM, Man United Halt.
Teesside.
Oh, and Teesside, one train a day.
That's gone.
I'm sorry, what? When was that?
Teesside Airport gets no trains. The platform's been deemed unsafe.
No, they deemed the other platform safe, so they closed the footbridge. Oh my, breaking news! Really? Stuart?
Live double checking here.
Oh my God.
I'm happy to be proven wrong.
I thought they just closed the eastbound trains.
I'm sure it's impossible to go to Teesside Airport now.
Well, that would be actual news to me if that were the case. How very interesting.
I'm very confident.
We're checking now. We're live checking.
No trains at Teesside Airport on a Sunday.
Well, I'm going to check that on Wikipedia on the way home.
And on that bombshell.
On that bombshell. Wow. Thanks very much, Stuart.
No worries.
Press subscribe. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
There we go.